Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the XP Podcast, episode 5. We're
Woo!
we've made it to number 5. It's
That flew by, honestly.
it's
well,
actually,
I've
it's
actually only done
actually-
4, so I guess that's why.
That's true. That's
I
true.
skipped
So
one.
for me,
Not a
for
real
me and Adam,
podcaster.
we are celebrating our 5th episode anniversary on this one. For Austin, that'll be next week for you.
Yeah,
But,
next
um,
week.
Anyways, thanks for joining us here today, y'all. My name is Rob. I don't know if I already said that. I forgot. But I'm joined by my 2 co-hosts, the guys that play nothing but Jedi Fallen Order, Adam and Austin. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
doing
I'm
great.
a Jedi Master. Austin's a Jedi Master.
Yeah, I'm great because I only play Jedi Fallen Order, so yes. Doing great.
Do you have any updates in regards to your time in the desert when you were training? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
any updates
we
on
need
that?
to know.
Are we talking to Adam or Austin?
That was
Oh,
all
we're
you,
talking-
man.
It was all you, bro.
Oh,
That's
you're
on
talking about me. Listen, it's been going pretty well, not gonna lie. Gets a little lonely, but I have me, myself, and I, and lots of time for reflection. And the desert is dry. There's not a lot of water, but
So I've heard.
other than that, other
Sand
than
gets
those cons, yeah, sand, yeah, exactly. It's good. It's great. What is this question? Did you ask me this last week?
No, I asked you this. What was it on the 3rd episode? Because you were gone for the 2nd episode.
Yeah, and you said
Oh.
you had gone to train with the Jedi Master.
Oh, that's
How-
right.
Desert.
Yeah,
How can you forget, dude? I thought you said it was
I
a
don't
very
know.
monumental moment for you.
I know. I don't know, honestly. My brain is mush at this point. It was great. Thank you for asking and
Yeah,
reminding.
man, absolutely. So real quick before I ask Adam how he's doing, because we can all wait on that. I got a notification
Dang.
right here on the top left of my thing that says this recording failed and is stopped. But it said this the moment I came into the show, so I think it should be fine. My file is being recorded right now. Like it even shows that things are being uploaded. So there might be a glitch in the system because I know they just updated the dashboard of Riverside. So either or, we will see.
I feel like
hope-
glitch in the system is the subtitle of a game.
Glitch in the system. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna
Warning.
I'm
Write
I'm
that
searching
down.
for it.
Yeah, write that
I
down
think
first.
I think it exists.
glitch
Yeah.
in the system. Write that down for future use, and I'll put a copyright on that right away after the show.
I think
Adam.
it's already copyrited, man.
Oh, is it
I'll
really?
tell ya.
Oh, let's don't bring that up. on
Metal
air.
arms, glitch in the system.
No.
Oh,
2019,
Since
2017. I don't know.
Since the last episode 4, I'm trying to think. Did both of you guys have birthdays? Austin, did your birthday happen after episode 4? I think it did, because I would
I
have.
think it did.
All right, so we have
Yes.
2 birthday boys on the episode today, Austin and Adam. So happy birthday, to you
Pisces
guys.
season.
Leave your happy birthdays down in the comments below. Adam,
Please.
what you been up to, man?
Oh man, work's been a little hectic, but other than that, I've been doing good. Although actually, maybe I haven't. Allergies have been terrible, man.
Oh yeah, you mentioned
Like
that.
got knocked on my butt last week. But yeah, things
Oh.
are better now. So
Good,
looking forward.
Good.
I have my new gaming friend here for our
Oh, I don't have
video
mine.
viewers. You
Oh,
were seeing my
no.
controller. Oh, Austin doesn't have his. Caught without his.
Wow.
For those of you who are listening, I have what is called the Backbone controller, which is a
Yes.
nice, nifty little thing you can snap onto your phone, play video games with the controller right on your phone,
It's
just like
amazing.
it's a Switch.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it
incredible.
looks-
I got
pretty
one as
rad.
well, and I've been spending lots of time on it. It's my go-to gaming system. Really, I haven't really been on PC. I've really just been playing mobile games with the Backbone controller, and it's freaking awesome.
You heard it here
Highly
first, y'all.
recommend.
Austin, no more PC gamer, now mobile gamer.
I'm rebranding myself as mobile cloud gamer.
That is such a brand.
It's a niche. It's a niche.
Hey man, I don't think there's many people out there dominating that corner of the gaming sector.
Hey,
so you got this, dude.
There is one, and we're gonna stitch this out of this because I want to give him a shout out. But there's a YouTube account called Rsunny Cloud Gaming. And this guy, he's awesome. I mean, first of all, he has the voice of like a radio broadcaster dude, but like he's really hammering that niche of cloud gaming. That's like all he reports on YouTube. It's all he talks about. He streams Stadia, he streams GeForce. Now he is in the know of all of it, and he not only is in the know of everything, he's uploading YouTube videos like I feel like twice a day of just like news constantly about the cloud gaming world. So Rsunny Cloud Gaming. Okay. Speaking of a guy who's found his niche, that's the guy you want to listen to for any cloud gaming updates. You the man.
How much money did you pay to do that
ad? We won't talk about the contract for that plug.
Hey man, after the show, hook me up, dude. I want to know. Going into what games we've been playing, I'm gonna just get mine out of the way. For some reason, I guess it's been completely unbeknownst to me. I've only played the same 2 games for the past 2 weeks, which is very strange because usually I've had like a little schedule that goes on in the background over here that I have to be strictly going to play these games at these certain times. Wow. But I knew the moment when I was going to start playing Hollow Knight and everyone was like, it's almost like a Souls game and it's kind of a little long. It's just based on how you play it. I knew at that moment I might be trapped, and I am trapped. So I'm still, I don't want to be the kind of guy that starts a game and then never finishes it. I mean, so far this year I've done that one time, and that's Cyber Shadow. I have not finished that game, but I don't want to do it again. So I'm really wanting to finish this, but I have no idea when I'm gonna get to the end of this. So
yeah, man, let go of the schedule.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw that out the window, dude. Because I mean, so far what I'll say, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I hate it and I love it all the same. There's not one emotion that's greater than the other. They are both equally the same.
No spoilers, but how far are you?
I don't even know how to define that. What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Because there's no like a definitive this boss at this time, you know? Because what I will say is I was watching somebody stream the game the other day, and they were at a place that I've never seen before, but they did not have any of the powers that I have already unlocked. So I was like, okay, well, one, I spoiled something for myself because I haven't seen that yet. But 2, you can completely have different like gameplays than anybody else. So as of right now, all I will say is I have been crowned king. If that makes any sense. So I'm now king. I'm now king of whatever that means. I went down into the very deep layers and unlocked the ability so where I can like fast dash through people without taking a hit. So I don't know if that means anything. I have not tried fighting the 3 people that are on the map that obviously I know I need to go fight.
Okay.
I've not fought any of them. The last thing I've done is I've tried fighting the Mantis people, and they keep kicking my butt, and I hate them so much. The
Mantis people.
So I'm going to beat them later today on stream. Hopefully. I mean, fingers crossed. Yeah. I mean, I end up doing it. But so far, like I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. I hate it too a lot. I really hate this game. It sucks. And then the second game I've been playing is Rainbow Six Siege. I'll get through it real quick. They just for some reason I was having an itch to play something other than Call of Duty, and I love Siege, but it's one of those games where I dip in and out of. It's very strategic. It's very different. You know, it's slow, methodical, and that's what I love about it. And so playing Rainbow Six Siege, they just announced a new kind of like a battle pass with the new character for the next 60 days. And so I jumped on. The new character is dope. His name is Flores. He has an ability where you have this drone that goes and can, when you plant it somewhere, it can't be destroyed. You plant it somewhere and then it explodes and takes out some of the other characters, like either things that are stopping you from getting to the objective. And so my goal right now is to get to rank and start ranking up. But I'm barely on level 20, and it's going to take me forever to get there. Just because of the fact that I played this game before, but on my PlayStation. And ever since they rebranded Siege, because now it's been rebranded to be more like more of an esports game, more
Mm,
so like in vein of like Valorant and that kind of stuff. They're really wanting to push it
okay.
in that direction. Uh,
Cool.
Now it requires a Square Enix account, and
Okay.
I didn't have one on my PlayStation, and I had to start from scratch all over again.
Uh,
So I'm starting all over again, unlocking everybody all over again. But I'm really enjoying it. I love the gameplay. So, anyways, if you want to see some of that Rainbow Six Siege gameplay,
cool.
twitch.tv/ambitious casual. But
There you go.
anyways, Austin, I'm gonna start with you, man. What have you been playing?
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, I've been kind of on a mobile game binge. I'm just trying out a lot of different games. I kind of hop from one game to the other, and I'll again lightly touch on the Backbone controller. It makes it really easy, I found, to switch between games because in this mobile controller, it actually has its own software, and there's a dedicated button for that software on the controller. So you literally press that orange button. If you're watching the YouTube video, Adam's pointing at it right now, and it immediately opens, this massive UI of, all the games in your iPhone and all games available in the App Store that are compatible with the controller. So it's kind of made it easy for me to sift through a lot of games, jump in and out. The first on my list is a game called The Last Campfire. Adam, you got me. You holding it up? The Last Campfire, same people that made No Man's Sky. Yeah, but way different than No Man's Sky. This is a smaller indie storytelling puzzle game. And it's just one of those charming little games. I really, really like the main kind of thread throughout is that it's as if someone's kind of reading this story to you as you play. So and so then opened the door, and then you open the door and found something. It's kind of narrating what you're doing, and the voice actor, she does a really great job, kind of telling that story. So it's a really unique experience. I haven't finished it yet, but I've gotten through a lot of the puzzles in the game, and it's a beautiful looking game. It's a beautiful sounding game, and it's just it's kind of a good story. It's one of those games. I feel like a lot of games and stories touch on this, but it's based on that sort of in between, our life on Earth and then the afterlife. It's that in between where you're sort of assisting spirits. Yeah, purgatory, like passing on to the afterlife, and some of them are kind of stuck in purgatory, and you have to solve these puzzles to help them pass on.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a cool game. So that's one that I've been enjoying. Another one I just started actually, and not that far in it at all, but we talked about it last week because this game was a part of a massive indie game, the movie, and that's Fez. Fez is, I mean, if you're listening to this right now and you are somewhat into indie games at all, you've probably heard of this game. But it's amazing. It starts off and you're sort of in this typical 2D little platformer looking game, and then it takes a complete spin when he is gifted this hat, the little Fez, the red hat with the tassel on it, and it gives them the ability to view the world in 3D, and you click the trigger buttons on your controller and it shifts to a different view of the world. And it's so funny, all the people in the world are like, I don't believe in this isn't real. But you have this ability to completely shift the world, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game, beautiful music. Highly recommend. It's on the App Store for a couple bucks, but it's a goodie. It's really good. I'm
really glad you're enjoying it, dude, because that game is so good.
Yeah.
But how far? I'm sorry. How far did you say you've been into it so far?
Okay, so like I've probably put in not far at all, like probably like 45 minutes to an hour in this game, and I've made it past of course the tutorial, and going in and out of the doors and trying to find all the cubes and all that stuff. So I'm just it kind of messes with your head a little bit the more you play, because you're constantly rotating the world, and
Yeah.
it takes getting used to, because it's like unlike anything I've played before.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I really like it. And one of the things that the guy said in the documentary that created the game, he's like, I just want people. This is just kind of a casual playthrough game that you enjoy. You know, it's sort of an escape, and that's definitely, I agree. That's what it is. It's not challenging. It's not twitchy. It's not reflexy. It's just pretty basic. Well, at least so far, it's pretty basic platforming. And it definitely tells an interesting story. So yeah, I'm enjoying Fez a lot, and it's on my phone, and it looks beautiful on my phone, because I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max with the super duper ultra retina display XS, whatever they have now. So it looks really good on the iPhone.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Fez is awesome. And then another game that I believe is on part of the Apple Arcade subscription.
It
is another very casual, chill game, and it's Sneaky Sasquatch. And you play as this lanky. I think it's because I kind of look like him that I kind of relate to him. He's just this lanky, like, crazy haired Sasquatch dude, who lives on the campgrounds, and you walk around the campgrounds, and you kind of steal food from the campers, and you can do all sorts of stuff. I mean, there's like tons of mini games throughout, and there's a shop and everything, and it's a pretty somewhat large game. But I think the best part about it is just the visuals, and the dialogue between you and the animals are just really funny. And it's another one of those like ASMR chill games where you can just kind of lay back, relax, and it's not high stress or anything like that. You just sort of, you do what you want, you make a little money, you spend your money. If you want to go fish, you go fish. If you want to ski down a mountain, you can do that. If you want to drive around in a car, whatever. And you're this hilarious looking Sasquatch. So yeah, great game. I like it.
And you've been playing that with the Backbone, correct?
I have, yeah. So it's a controller compatible game. So it very much feels like something that would be on maybe like the DS, maybe on Switch. It's a casual game. But yeah, it's controller compatible. So if you have a Bluetooth controller at home, and you have an Apple TV, or you have an iPad or an iPhone or whatever, you can play it. It's a pretty accessible
something that I
game.
realized when I was playing with the Kishi is there was moments in the game that I felt like probably worked a lot better with touch controls, because it was probably meant for touch controls more so than it was with the analog. Would you agree with that?
I think, by the way, I have your Kishi right here. Rob's letting me borrow it to compare. Yeah, this is the Kishi. It came out before the Backbone, and it's another kind of competing controller as well. But yeah, it's
made by Razer.
Made by Razer. But yeah, I would say, I mean, I haven't played with touch controls. I've only played with the Backbone, so maybe it's just because I'm used to it, but it seems really compatible. I prefer using a controller with the game for running around and movement, because I think on the touchscreen you kind of have to like point in front of them where you want them to go, and I don't really like that. I like having joysticks for that kind of stuff. But maybe for stuff like fishing or golfing, it might be easier to use touch controls. But I'm used to the physical Backbone controller, whatever.
Cool.
But yeah, it's great. And then another classic I delved into recently is Lego Star Wars on the App Store, and this is the complete saga. So this isn't the new one. This isn't Force Awakens. This is 1 through 6. I played this game a ton as a kid. I think I don't know if I 100%ed it, but man, I got really close. I mean, I spent hours just finding each and every coin, each and every kit. Shoot, what are they called?
Those blue coins too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Lego kits where you like built the mini Lego figurines.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much into that game.
Man.
But it's fun. It has all of like the original scores. of Star Wars. So like, the whole time you're just listening to the iconic John Williams Star Wars music and, playing his Legos. But yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. But that's mostly what I've been playing. Nothing too crazy. Mostly just casual, chill games because that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I work all day. I just want to come home and relax. So that's what I play.
All day.
Which Star Wars game is it again? Which Star Wars Lego?
Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. And
okay, so are you because the Skywalker, what's it called? Skywalker Saga?
The Skywalker Saga is
year, right?
the new one. Yeah, coming out this year. Okay. And it's funny comparing, playing that game or playing the Complete Saga and then seeing ads for Skywalker Saga, the new one coming out in 2021. And like, even though you're like, oh, it's just Legos, the graphics don't have to be that great. It's like, oh wow, this game looks awesome. The graphics look actually really good, even though they're just Legos in this next game. So I'm definitely excited for that game. I think I might wait a little bit until I pick it up, but because it's a $60 Lego game, like I gotta see some gameplay first. But hey, I might buy it. We'll see. We'll see.
I will bet you $1 that you're gonna see some Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga gameplay this summer. No doubt about it.
Oh, I think so
too. Supposed to come out, if it's supposed to come out this year by the fall, we're gonna see it soon.
Absolutely. Hopefully. Soon. We'll
Adam, see. What have you been playing other than Jedi Fallen Order? I'm really tempted to erase that from your list right now.
Oh, you don't want to hear me talk about it?
I want to hear him talk about it.
I don't love that
anyway. Because I actually played probably like 50% of that game, if not more, on remote play on my phone using my backbone, and it ran really well.
Nice. The future is here, man.
I know.
Yeah, I think there was I don't know if I want to be spoiler free or whatever. Maybe there will be light spoilers in the next minute if you want to skip ahead because you want to play this game. Whenever I had to fight is it 7th sister or 9th sister, Austin?
The 9th sister. The larger alien was the 9th sister in Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
9th sister.
Yeah, so when I had to fight her, that I was just having a little bit too much difficulty beating her on remote play, so I'm not sure if it was just like a slight lag that wasn't perceptible or if it was just like the smaller screen, different controllers, but so I had to switch over to the PS5 to actually beat her after a couple times, but Jedi Master difficulty, of course.
Yes.
No big deal. But yeah, so I played like 50% of that game remote play. Ended up getting a platinum for it, which was pretty fun. Although there was like the last thing I had to do, I thought I had it set up where I would go in and I would do the last, section of the game and do that final thing and then be done and pop the platinum. And then I did it. I'm like, what am I missing? And it was like filling out all of BD1's hologram logs or something like that.
Oh,
and I was like, I think
is that like scanning everything throughout the world?
It's not even scanning everything. It's like you need 100% exploration on every planet. But the thing is that you could, for those who are in the game, like you have a map of every planet, and it kind of has like a percentage counter for the overall world. But then any section you hover over, it'll have its own individual percentage.
Yeah.
But you can get the check mark that you've completely explored the entire world, but then still be missing some completion on a specific section. And even though I really enjoy how they implemented maps in that game, it's not a easy thing to just look around the map. It's very tedious. It takes a lot of time, which makes it very immersive, I think, and how that would probably be for that game.
It's like but 3D.
It was
it has like levels. Like the map, the hollow map, has levels, and that's what it has layers. Like that makes it so complicated. It's hard to find stuff.
Yep. It is, but yeah, so it was a little bit annoying finishing that off because I thought I had it ready, but it was a lot of fun. Glad to replay it. I mean, I just played it last year, but yeah, I had a lot of fun, and it was a good like test for like remote play for me because I'm like I've played enough of this game where I know how it should feel, how it
Yeah.
should look and run, and I was very satisfied. I mean, I was telling you guys like I had to do a lot of tinkering to get my internet set up in the correct way because like I've
Yeah.
had pretty good internet, but it's like the PS5 is really finicky about it. Like
Interesting.
the Ethernet port on the back is just a little too big for cord to sit in there without like kind of losing connection, and so
Interesting.
I had to like do like a little paper clip kind of in the side to kind of hold it in place very well.
Really?
And
That seems like a massive thing. Has anyone
that
else
seems,
complained about it?
That seems like something wrong because mine doesn't have that
yeah,
problem.
yeah. So I mean, it's on like my to-do list at some point to like call Sony
Sue
and submit
PlayStation.
like a thing of no, just do like their online support. Be like, I think this is wrong. But it was like, yeah, I had to do that, and because I guess it doesn't handle the 5 gigahertz internet very well, and so
Yeah.
which is like my faster Wi-Fi speed, and so it's like I couldn't get it on my fast Wi-Fi speed. My other Wi-Fi speed wasn't good enough for remote play, and then so I eventually had to do that with my PS5. But ultimately, it got it figured out. It works great.
Dude, PlayStation
Yeah.
has
Okay, good.
always had a problem with internet. I know it was a big deal whenever they announced the PS5 that it was supposed to have a better Wi-Fi receiver than the PS4, and it was supposed to be able to download games much faster than the PS4 because the PS4 was so bad. But now that I have both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and always the Series X beats it in every aspect. Downloading the game, dude, I'm able to download the Master Chief Collection with like that in a matter of 20 minutes. Like
Oh
it
my
doesn't even take that long.
gosh.
So it's yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. The fact that the Ethernet cable doesn't work that great. I do have a couple of questions though. So on remote play,
Yeah.
I don't want to be too like technical with this question, but how far your console has to be connected through Wi-Fi to do it, correct?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like what do you mean? What do you mean? Like
Because your phone has to ping the system,
yeah, it does.
but it doesn't. But the PlayStation does not need to be on Wi-Fi.
No, I mean my PlayStation's on like hardwired with the Ethernet cable.
Oh, okay. So how far were you from your Wi-Fi? Yep, from your router. My bad.
I mean, from my router, I was like a couple of rooms away. Like it's kind of my router sits like in this box in the wall in my guest room, and so it's like I kind of be all over the house, but it's going through a couple different walls. But I mean, the way I understand it is you don't have to be on the same Wi-Fi network.
Okay.
Like I could be across the country, and as long as I had a strong enough Wi-Fi connection, I believe I'm supposed to be able to access it.
Wow.
Interesting.
But the PlayStation has to be on at home, right?
Well, yeah, but because I do like rest mode, since I don't have it like turned off, like it's in rest mode. So whenever I initiate it, like PlayStation, like the server will like ping my thing to come on and turn on.
Cool.
So,
Gotcha.
Wow.
Cool.
It's pretty nice.
I wanted to get a little technical with that because sometimes for me, I've tried doing some sort of well, you know what? That's different because I guess for me, I've only tried doing like what you call it, beaming the screen to my phone.
Yeah.
With multiplayer games, I haven't tried doing a native just first player game. So that probably would obviously run so much better than it would.
Yeah, it would
on a multiplayer game. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah. I would say
no further questions.
Having, well, I'm going to. Well, one last thing I'll say is I think having probably at least 100 megabytes per second download on your phone and on the PS5 is probably like necessary.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
I'll say that.
Absolutely.
I was also I guess my next PlayStation game I've been playing is the Ratchet and Clank, the 2016 release that Insomniac did.
Nice.
So yeah,
Dude.
it's a good game. It's not the my favorite thing I've played.
Sure.
Well, I mean, it's so hard. Like I played Ghosts of Tsushima, just last month, and it's like such an incredible like game with such a good story.
You're telling me it doesn't compete?
No, it
Ratchet and Clank
doesn't
doesn't compete
compete.
with Ghosts.
I mean, Ratchet and Clank is a fun game, and there's lots of fun moments to it. But it does kind of feel like, I don't know. I guess it fits like a niche that most like kind of collectathon games would, whether that's like Mario, like 3D Mario games and other stuff like that, where I'm there, I'm having a fun time. Um, but I guess maybe the style of gameplay isn't filling that niche as well as maybe other games have for me in the past. I mean, it's a fun time, but the whole announcer thing, because you were talking about the last campfire having kind of that announcer narrator system, and Ratchet and Clank does too, and that has a lot of fun moments in it. But it has been a little bit of like a nostalgia trip for me because I, had PlayStation 2. I played the first two Ratchet and Clank games over there, and so there's a lot of like, you know, this is kind of like, I don't know if it's the straight up remake or kind of just like reimagining of the first game. So there's like a lot of the same weapons and stuff like that, and some of the same story moments. I'm like, this is a lot of fun.
Cool.
But yeah, it's a good time. Working
it.
through it slowly. And then the other games I've been playing are both actually a part of Apple Arcade. So of course I've been playing that with the Backbone on my phone. I hadn't redeemed my Apple Arcade subscription that I got from whenever I got my new phone. They gave me like 3 months free, and then it's just been sitting on my phone until I'm like, okay, now's the time to
use it.
Redeem it. So the first one I played was Down in Bermuda, which you don't need a controller to play, by the way, for those who are listening and might want to check it out. That one is also a very chill puzzle game. Like you play this guy who's kind of just been crash landed on this island, and it's like this perspective thing. So you kind of have like a top down view, and you like rotate and you like zoom in and you zoom out and you move around. And it's basically just interacting with the island and solving these little kind of micro puzzles and collecting a few different like types of things that kind of allow you to progress. And so you go through a few different islands, but it's just a very fun, very chill kind of puzzle game where you kind of do looking around and trying to find what the next thing that you might need to do is. And sometimes you'll see your little guy that you're playing as, he kind of moves around the island and will oftentimes be like near something that you're supposed to interact with. And so a lot of times there's kind of like these fun little hints to maybe what that is, what you kind of need to go do. I don't think it's too spoilery, but it was like, I was like, where did my guy go? I don't really know what to do next. And I see him like standing by this tree, and the tree has like this beehive hanging from it. I'm like, I bet I can click that beehive and something will happen. And I like click the beehive and it like falls and breaks. And I don't remember what ended up happening, but it's kind of fun where it's just like you don't know what you're going to be able to interact with. So you're just like clicking things. You're like, oh, I bet that does something. And you like click a lily pad and it kind of moves over and there's something you needed underneath it.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just a fun time. The other game.
What's the goal for that game?
To get home. You're like your guy is stuck on an island and you're trying to get home. So you're trying to find the way off of the island, basically.
Okay. When I saw the game, because I often go to the Apple Arcade and just see what's coming up, and I saw it and it gave off Animal Crossing vibes. So I didn't know if it was in any way, and I mean just by looking at it, I don't mean like it was, but it's in no way like identical to it, is it? Okay.
Nah.
Cool.
It's cute.
That Cozy Grove game I sent out to you guys.
Oh, I can't wait for Cozy Grove. That looks good.
That game's coming out soon for Apple Arcade, and it's definitely like Animal Crossing. But I think a lot of people that I've seen kind of say that the gameplay loop is a lot less grindy, maybe.
Yeah.
Or feels a lot more rewarding than Animal Crossing was. So I'm pretty excited for it because of that. So check it out, guys. Look for it whenever it comes out.
Cozy Grove.
Yeah, Cozy Grove. It looks very cool. The other game I am playing and is out is Shantae and the Seven Sirens. Do you guys know anything about Shantae?
No, but okay, I have to say, I if you have the Backbone and you have friends on Backbone, and you opt for notifications, you can see what your friends open up Backbone and when your friends start playing. And I have to say, I've gotten many notifications that Adam played is on the Backbone app, and then he starts playing Shantae and the Seven Sirens. So I'm excited to hear about what he has to say about it because he's been playing it a lot.
And I will say, when you're someone who does not have a backbone, you will have the absolute worst case FOMO ever. So,
if you don't have the Backbone, you won't be getting these notifications.
Razer Kishi doesn't have notifications. Where's the social app for Razer? Come on.
Oh god.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, Rob.
I do know what Shantae is because it has been heavily promoted through the Switch because it has had a recent revival on like the updated graphical like way it looks. It looks really pretty. So, but I've never played them though.
Yeah, so this is like the 5th game in the series, I think. The first one came out in 2002 on Game Boy Color.
What?
So not even on Game Boy Advance. It came out on Game Boy Color. And so, that probably affected sales a little bit. But the second game didn't come out till 2010.
Okay.
But I'm having a lot of fun with it. I was a little worried when I first started it. First of all, I'll say I do like anime quite a bit. This game has a very anime vibe. Even just like the dialogue, the interactions, kind of maybe the art, definitely the art style a little bit.
Don't get me started on anime, bro.
Okay.
We won't.
I guess we won't. I just don't know what box I would open.
No, the only reason why I'm saying that is because I recently digged into Demon Slayer. What a show, dude! What a show! But that's for another podcast.
Yeah,
that's for another podcast.
I'm right there with you,
the one you're recording tomorrow, right?
The anime podcast right there.
The anime casual.
Anime casual. Wow, dude, that's a pretty good name. I'm actually gonna copyright that too.
I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna trademark that.
And right now,
just check and make sure that name's not.
Baby, get that
YouTube
credit card.
already.
Let's buy that. Let's buy that name.
Let's get it. GoDaddy.com.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah. So Shantae has been a lot of fun. It's like a 2D kind of side-scrolling platformer. I want to get away from using the term Metroidvania because it's absolutely meaningless world. So I'll phrase it differently and I'll say it feels a lot like Super Metroid for those who have played Super Metroid. Where you can kind of go in a lot of different directions. There's lots of different branching paths. Hollow Knight obviously is very much this way, where you can kind of go in a different direction and not know if the direction you're going in is going to be meaningful or not.
Right.
You're like, something's that way, something's another way. I don't really know. But it's fun because then it's like you run into stuff and it's like, oh, well, I can't do that. But I can kind of get the sense that maybe later on I'll be able to do that. So I just need to remember that. And like looking at the map looks exactly like a Metroid map does, just like how they kind of lay it out. So I'm like, it definitely has a lot of, I guess, inspirations from that franchise, and that's been really fun because I played Super Metroid for the first time. I guess it was last year, and had a blast with it.
Really good.
So this has been really good so far.
Cool.
Yeah. So I would definitely check it out. It's worth your time. I would definitely say you want a controller for this. So
I can only imagine.
If you are playing on Apple Arcade, just know that maybe that would be a good thing to figure out how to do. So
yeah.
Cool. All right, guys, we're going into topic of the show. Let me see. I'm writing down these time codes so that way it makes my life so much easier. Because usually I edit the video and then I go and I just like scroll. Oh, that's the part where it's at. And then scroll. Oh,
that takes forever.
And so I'm like, I gotta be smarter about it. But all right, topic of the show. I'm going to make this topic kind of like I was going to originally do a video kind of breaking down my thoughts on both the Xbox Series X and the PS5. But I'm kind of gonna just utilize the XP podcast as my way to get all my thoughts out there.
Okay.
There's a good chance I'm gonna break this piece out and make it a separate video as well later, but I don't know. But what I will say is this. I've had both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, both the same amount of time. I mean, I think I had the PS5 2 days after I got the Series X. And what I will say as of now, it's a little I do want to make sure I make this clear. There are not many games out for anything like lately. Either side. I would say evenly on both sides regarding brand new games for the systems. We kind of are even, but in regards to those exclusive games that have come to both systems, I will say PlayStation is leading it by a mile. We've got Demon Souls and Miles Morales on the system, and then so far on Xbox, all we have is the medium, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it does not compare anywhere close to Miles Morales or Demon Souls whatsoever. But I will say this: as of right now, the Xbox Series X is my favorite console to date at this moment, apart from the PS5. And I think it's more so not even the Series X alone, but I think the Xbox ecosystem is beyond anything that I could have ever imagined. I never had an Xbox, like really that was mine. I grew up with we had my brothers and I inherited an Xbox from my uncle that was completely just hacked and had every single game you can dream of that was on it. And it even worked in a way.
Gosh.
It even worked in a way where we were able. We never did this. FBI, please don't come after me. It worked in a way. I found out later that if we like rented a game from like Game Crazy or whatever, pop the disc in, we can literally burn that disc onto the hard drive and then keep the game and then return it. I never knew.
Dude, can I meet your uncle?
I was never aware of that until way later. Because we were just dumb kids. We didn't know that was even a function of this that they concocted in the system. But we had that system, but I never used it to play any Xbox exclusive games. So I have no like connection to anything Xbox other than the fact that I had this hack system, and then someone lent us their 360 one time, and I played Dark Souls on it. That's it. Other than that, I've never really had anything Xbox related. I will say I'm a huge PlayStation fan. I'm not going to say fanboy because I will call them out if they do something wrong. I'm a huge PlayStation fan. First party games, I will go to my grave and say that PlayStation has the best first party games than anybody to date. It's unbeatable. And I love everything PlayStation. But I will say when the Series X was coming out, the PS5 was coming out, I'm now an adult with adult money. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a dive and I'm going to dip into both sides because there was something very hype about this new generation. And I was like, I really want to see what's going on both sides. I was like, let me try it out. So I got both of them. And like I said, play Miles, play Demon Souls. Haven't completed Demon Souls. I know Adam waits for me every single night for me to jump on. That hasn't happened yet. And I'm very sorry. But played those two games. Loved them. Were you going to say something? You're muted.
Oh, I need your help.
Oh,
I need your help.
Okay.
I'm up against some tough bosses. I don't have a great way forward. I could just call in some rando, but I'm like, but Rob could come in, and this would be such a great co-op gaming moment for us.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Adam. Here's the thing. I want to help you, and I like it truly deep down in my heart. I want to help you. I'm gonna be absolute no help to you. So I'm just gonna let you know that right now. It'll be fun. I want to co-op, but I'm not gonna help you at all because I am so weak at that game.
Don't need a lot of help. Just
had both consoles, played the PS5, enjoyed everything from what they've had. But so far, everything that Xbox has been doing has been really killing it, and it has stopped me from just being like, "What is PlayStation doing?" But I asked myself that question, but then I'm like, well, I can't necessarily. I don't have any way to justify my way of thinking because they are doing something. They're just doing it very, very differently. And I think we're at a point, and a lot of people have said this: when you are losing, or when you have been losing for a long time, it does call you to make some big, drastic moves. And we have seen that with Xbox. PlayStation, they're coasting right now, but it's because they can coast because they deserve to coast because they've done everything that they need to get to the point where they're at. So before I go into like a couple of like points that I've written down, Adam, I know that you have a PS5 and you do have like the first Xbox One. Between the two, are you enjoying your PlayStation a bit more than your Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah. All right, I'll write that down. Adam likes PS5. So my thing is I'm as we go through these weeks of the XP podcast and we've seen like just the way that we've evolved in our way of playing games and that kind of thing. It's interesting because we've jumped into new gen. Adam has a next gen console. Austin, you practically have access to all this kind of stuff because even though you don't have a PS5, you do have that. You do have the capabilities of Game Pass to be able to be caught up on new gen stuff. So
yeah,
it's just strange because it's strange to have to make these kind of statements about Xbox because nothing just has been happening at all this year. We're in March, nothing big has really happened. And the medium I wouldn't even say was big. It was just another game. I enjoyed it a lot, but it really wasn't like a heavy hitter in any kind of way. So we're still waiting patiently for like the big heavy hitters.
yeah.
So what I will say is everything regarding Xbox right now, what I'm loving about Xbox right now is the fact that they are being very, very vocal. They have consumers first at all times. I don't think there's been a moment where they're like not hitting the mark because they're hitting the mark every single time. And
Yeah.
they are so powerful in regards to the backing that they have of that being Microsoft. Because if we're being honest, Microsoft is much bigger than Sony. Like
Yeah.
Microsoft just is a juggernaut of just unlimited cash, while
It's everywhere.
Sony is not because PlayStation is the biggest thing under Sony, if that makes sense. Xbox is not the biggest thing under Microsoft. Xbox is kind of like the hobby under Microsoft, while Microsoft has so many other things that are probably bringing way more money.
Azure, Teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just that strange thing of like it. You can kind of when you look out of it, you're like it kind of seems a little unfair the power that Xbox can have, but
Yeah.
they haven't been winning. But I think what's cool is the fact that Microsoft is so willing to be like, you know what, just throw the money. We're gonna get to the top. We're gonna do that. We're gonna get there. But just throw the money. We'll get there. And so, first point that I want to make in regards to everything Xbox, the Game Pass, they're killing it.
Yeah.
I have been playing on the Xbox, like Hollow Knight, for instance, Rainbow Six Siege, The Medium, Cyber Shadow, you name it. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I'm going to jump into that soon. I know I make fun of it, but I'm going to jump into that soon.
Yes.
So many games that I've been playing so far have all been because of the Game Pass. And it blows my mind the fact that that thing is literally only $15 a month.
Yeah.
And it's just so mind-boggling, the offering that they have. And on top of that, they even went as far as to acquiring Bethesda for $7 billion. And in that inquiry, it just became official. They have obtained 4 studios: Arcane, Machine Games, id Software, and Tango Gameworks, which makes Microsoft having 23 exclusive first-party studios, and Sony has 13 exclusive first-party studios. And what's interesting about this is I remember a couple years ago when Xbox was like literally like we have obtained this one. They literally were obtaining studios left and right, dude. And everyone was like, okay, what's the point? You guys are not even winning. This was like 2 years ago when it was like Xbox was really not doing well at all. But from the point that we're at now, and I know for a fact they still haven't executed on the dream yet, but from the point that we are now, from the moment they started rolling out Game Pass and all these studios that were coming out, I can now I'm seeing what they have planned, dude. And it is way bigger than anything than a console. Like I don't even think I honestly don't think they even care about the Series X or the Series S at all. I think they really just care about is the Game Pass and the service that they're offering through that and xCloud and that kind of thing. It's unbelievable. So
well,
before I continue, please.
Yeah, it's the idea that Xbox is the best place to play games, right? I think that's some of the official marketing, right? Or at least that's like what some of what goes around.
Yes.
And I think that's true. I think, the question is it's the best place to play games, and then the question is, are those the games that you want to play? Like for me,
Correct.
I very much right now, at least in my life, would rather play the PlayStation games.
Correct.
But I can objectively look at Microsoft and be like, their like ecosystem is better.
Absolutely.
I'm guessing there's not a problem with the Ethernet jack on the back of the Series X, right? And so it's like there's that aspect of it too. And then of course Game Pass and cloud gaming and all that other stuff too. But
yeah. I read this is an article back in January from The Verge, so the numbers might be different, but I want you guys to guess how many subscribers you think there are to Game Pass right now on Xbox.
Oh, dude, I remember there was a recent number now, so it was not what it was in January, but was there like I'm so bad at this game, but I'm just gonna throw out a number: 1.5 million.
Your best. Okay, all right. There's that. All right,
I'm probably really, really off on that.
I was thinking single digit million, but maybe that's like I'll go out on a limb. I'll say 4 million.
So I'll go back. So, okay, I'll go back. In September of 2020, there were 15 million subscribers to Game Pass.
God.
In January, there were 18 million subscribers to Game Pass. You check those numbers, but that's what the Verge article said.
I do want to know if those are all paying subscribers or if free subscriptions are rolled into that, or people that are on like 6-month trials, 3-month trials.
And they were also offering like a $1 trial too, as a get in. But that's the thing is, that's the crazy thing about it is because I can't picture Sony doing this right now because they don't have the bandwidth of money behind them to do this. Xbox is eating the cost. There's just no other way to say it. Like, and I can't necessarily compare because when you have a name like Xbox and a name like Stadia, obviously one is way much bigger than the other. But we did hear when it came to Stadia in particular, to even have something like Red Dead Redemption 2 on it. I know we talked about it on the last episode. They had to pay upwards of like a good couple $1 million just to have it on their service. So they have to pay these developers good. I know Xbox has a much better relationship with Rockstar than Stadia does because obviously Xbox promising, Stadia not so much. But they're paying all these people money, or unless there is some sort of deal that is like this many clicks into the game or this many people that play the game, you get this X percentage of money to you. I don't know how all that works, but it is very interesting to see how they're able to just do this.
Yeah. I mean, any subscription model like Spotify, Netflix, or dare I say Movie Pass. Movie Pass.
How dare you?
Right?
Is that still a thing?
No, it's not. I looked it up just to make sure. And there's just a nice little like page where they say Movie Pass service disruption, and it's like a nice little letter saying we're not able to do anything. If you want to let us, if you want us to let us know if we can ever do anything in the future, drop your email. But anything anything with those, it's one, it's like hitting your critical mass of subscribers. I know Movie Pass is a little bit different because it wasn't necessarily the number of subscribers, but also like the I guess the ratio of subscribers to actual number of movies they go see, like the average number of movies each user go sees. But it's like, you're right in that Microsoft has the funds to funnel like into cloud gaming and to Game Pass for as long as they need to until they can hit that subscriber count that they need to be profitable. But I mean, they are a publicly traded company, so like they do have like shareholders to answer to. So it's like it could come into a problem later on where maybe it's not paying out and they want to go longer, but maybe this shareholders are like, no, pull out, stop. But so I don't know if that'll happen. Like I feel like they could very well succeed and not be an issue. So I think that, like you're saying, that's probably a big reason why Sony's not jumping into it, is because one, it's pretty risky. Two, they are not in a state where they need to do that.
Well, I know whenever the whole acquisition of Bethesda happened, it was like what, $7.9 billion. Like at that moment, Sony didn't even have that much money in the bank, so they couldn't even have done that. And there was, even before the acquisition to Xbox, there was talks of PlayStation acquiring Bethesda around that time as well. But I mean, and I know I've heard some people talk they overpaid for Bethesda, whatnot. Either or, it just Bethesda, dude. At
It's huge.
E3, at E3, Bethesda had their own event. You know, it's
Yeah.
like one of those things. Like they were a pillar. Like we do
Yeah.
have the three pillars. We have Nintendo, PlayStation,
Yeah.
Sony, but then under them we also have the big publishers, which is
Yeah.
your EA's, your Ubisofts, your Bethesdas, your Square Enixes, that kind of thing. Like they were there, and the
Yeah.
fact that one of them got plucked out and is now acquired by Xbox is crazy. And so the moment
Huge.
that they announced Bethesda and the acquisition, and it became an official thing, they posted like a picture showing off, huge acquisition of it and the games as like a Game Pass. Look at these games that you can get on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, like that. It already just adding those Bethesda games already make that list look so much better because
Mm-hmm.
it does a lot for them. And not only that, they don't even stop there. The moment that the acquisition happens and we can play these games, they already announced FPS boost mode for what was it?
Mm-hmm.
5 of the games right off the
Wow.
Yeah.
bat. So for
That's
Dishonored
huge.
Definitive Edition, for the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition, for Fallout 4, Fallout 76, and Prey, all of them getting the FPS boost mode, boosting the frame rate to 60 frames per second. And I know there's also an auto HDR ability on it that makes the game just look better and all.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
dude, that's
That's big.
that's crazy.
That's
Like,
crazy.
and FPS boost, the way I understand it, I know for sure, like, it doesn't require any work on the side of the developers of the game.
No,
It's
no.
all on Xbox's side, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure even then it's just like mostly QA testing. It's like if we
Yes.
turn this on, does it break the game?
Mm.
And so basically they're just QA testing. I could be wrong. There could be a little bit more work to it than that to turn on from Xbox side, but like
Yeah.
that opens up a lot of doors for them to do stuff. Like honestly, I saw that and I was like it's a big win for Xbox to have something like that. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I don't. I thought I could have sworn I saw it in the doc, but haven't you been playing Skyrim FPS boost, or is that just on
I
your
was
plan to
going.
do?
So my thing is, I was gonna play it yesterday, but I ran out of time, and so I ended up just playing Siege instead because I had a small amount
Okay.
of time. But I do plan on. I wanted to jump in and actually out of that list of games, I've already completed Dishonored, and I didn't want to like start up another round of it again. So the only one that I was like, I hate Fallout and Prey.
Mhm.
I'm just not really gravitated towards it. So I was like, I'll just try Elder Scrolls 5. So soon by episode 6 of the XP podcast, I'll have something to say about it. So,
Mhm.
but I am very interested in trying that out, dude. It is really really cool the fact that it's because Xbox is not only like like part of Microsoft, which is also hardware, but they're also a software company. And
Mm.
I know when the whole backwards compatibility thing happened, everyone was like, that just can't be done. And
Mhm.
when Xbox did it, they literally said, we figured it out. Like it was a difficult task,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they figured out how to do it, And
Yeah.
so they just have the backing to do this kind of stuff. And like you said, Adam, this says, why wouldn't a company want to put their thing on FPS mode? They don't have to do any extra work at all. It's all Microsoft that has to do it. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Along
Yeah.
with all this news with Bethesda and on Xbox Game Pass, which adds a huge value to the Game Pass service alone, we also got an announcement. They were literally just throwing out curveballs left and right within the past week and a half. They announced within a new slate of Xbox Game Pass games that are going to be coming. One of them was going to be Outriders, which is a new game by Square Enix that is coming out. And it blows my mind because this game is going to be a big multiplayer PvE game that literally I played it. I loved it. It
Mhm.
is beautiful. It is not like it's not like this thing that so much is rushing out. Like there's love and there's so much graphical fidelity and there's so much about this game that is coming day one on Game Pass, not on PlayStation at all. If you want to play this brand new game, they don't even have a connection to Xbox.
Mhm.
When you think Square Enix, you think PlayStation, honestly. But
Yeah.
they got Outriders to be on day one on Game Pass. And you can look at that in a different ways. It could be either that the developers were probably not so they're not really sold on the fact that the game is going to do as well. So they're like, yeah, we'd be willing to put it on Game Pass to get more people on it. Either or though, that's such a big deal, dude. And
Yeah,
I
that's huge.
was thinking about getting Outriders, but I was on the fence. Now I don't even have to pay for it, and I'm just gonna jump on and already be able to play it. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They're mad men, dude. They are mad. And then
I feel like,
oh no,
no, sorry.
Go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it just seems like the last few weeks, it's just every IGN, every news, it's just constantly Microsoft stuff. Like they're constantly just pushing stuff out. It's crazy. It's so weird. And just looking 2 years ago, just kind of like you were saying, Xbox was not doing too well. People were like, okay, it's a little it's kind of hard to watch because Xbox is struggling in comparison. But although, now they're just throwing all the stuff out that require Bethesda. There's a lot of it's really exciting. It's really exciting for the Microsoft fans. So it's awesome. I'm excited to see it.
And what's crazier about all this is that we're 3 months into the year, and none of these announcements are new games at all. This is acquisitions and games that are being released by other people that Xbox is getting the spotlight on them because they're hosting them on their Game Pass day one. And so, or something different like that. So, I mean, so far we're in March and we have so much more to go. And we know that there's going to be another Summer Game Fest this year. E3 is going to be a digital event, but I don't think Microsoft will be there. And this is all hype, but we still haven't even heard anything from their first party studios yet. That's what's super interesting. And so, lastly, they also announced that on March 26th, we're going to get an Xbox Indie Showcase, which is like, dude, when you hear indies, I think Nintendo, and I sometimes think PlayStation. PlayStation was very indie focused, and then I think they had a lot of pride and then moved away from indies, and now they're coming back to indies again because when you have a brand new system and there's not much on it, you want something to fill that catalog. But
sure,
the show that Xbox is being very forward with indie and wanting to boost indie a lot, especially with the Game Pass. It's what makes that list of games look so big. We're gonna get on March 26th an indie showcase, which is awesome, by Xbox. It's gonna feature over 100 games, and it's gonna debut new trailers and gameplay for 25 titles, and some of those being both Stalker 2, Second Extinction, The Ascent, The Wild and Heart, Void Train, Exo 1, and more. So, so far this is where we're at in March, and we are literally 2 months away from June, and they're on a roll, dude. And what's cool about this is that the Game Pass allows them to come up in the news every other week because they can just announce, new game coming to Xbox, to Game Pass, and they're constantly going to be in the news at all times. Not much so with PlayStation right now because they don't have a Game Pass thing. And we do know that they're working on something. Jim Ryan has made it very clear, and he said, we do have a solution for Game Pass, but they're working on it. Are we going to see that this summer? I don't know. Now, if someone was like, look, Rob, you can either have Xbox Game Pass or the PlayStation Plus collection, I would pick the PlayStation Plus collection just because, I mean, in all seriousness, much better catalog of games. But overall, instead of having to go out and pay $500 for a console, and once they get everything completely solidified with cloud gaming and with xCloud and beaming things to your system and changing it to $15 a month so anyone can play an Xbox game on the Game Pass, that's a good deal, dude. And PlayStation cannot compete with that right now. Let alone, I don't even think the solution that PlayStation has will be anywhere near this, because Game Pass hosts so much other things than just games. It's a combination of just cloud gaming and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I kind of want to just go over it, just how crazy Xbox has been doing so far, just in the first 3 months of 2021, and how they've been knocking it out of the park. But do you guys have any last words about Xbox before we move on?
I'm just really looking forward to xCloud coming to, browser support for iPhones, especially with the new, backbone controller and mobile gaming and all of that. I've really been enjoying playing Stadia games on my iPhone. Actually recently repurchased Jedi Fallen Order. We talk about this game a lot. It's so good. It was on sale. It was like I had $10 off on a game and it was on sale on Stadia. So I was like, okay, it ended up being like $15. I actually played it on my stream. I played it on my stream last night. And it was good. Like the only qualm I have is just the very slight input lag. Because a lot of Jedi Fallen Order is, based off of reflex and blocking and parrying. That was the one thing. But other than that, like, it was amazing. It's amazing to play a AAA title on your phone. So I'm really, really looking forward to when that's supported on iPhone, because I'm not buying an Android.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to iPhone. So it sucks that Apple couldn't allow the actual app because of, they have to rate each and every title on. That's just insane. But I'm glad they found the workaround through a browser. It's the same thing Stadia does. You don't have a Stadia app on an iPhone. You save a shortcut on your home screen to the Stadia website. And it does a really good job. Like, you really barely notice that you're in a browser. They configure it to where it looks just like an app. So I'm really looking forward.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how they do that. But
I don't know.
You click the app works. And I'm like, it throws me off because I feel like I'm actually in a Stadia app.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, that's how Luna works too. Amazon Luna.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So something I wanted to make a correction about was that I know I said in the last episode that it was going to be a dedicated app on the store that you can get on the iPhone. That is not true. It is actually via browser as well. So, but yeah,
it works fine.
Exactly, Adam. Like you said, it works the same way.
Yeah. Sure. So that was just what I was going to say. I can't wait for xCloud. And, I think right now I'm on Stadia because it works well. I can play it on my phone. However, when xCloud comes out, if the gameplay quality is as good as Stadia, the connections is good, probably going to unsubscribe from Stadia and stick with Game Pass because, I mean, come on, dude. Halo on your phone. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, can't wait.
Cool.
I mean, you'd be able to play it on your PC too, honestly.
Yeah, the PC everywhere. It's just,
yeah,
it's amazing.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, is there any news stories that you guys want to dig into before we end off the podcast?
I'm hurt, Rob.
What do you mean? What happened?
You're skipping right over my topic, man.
Oh no!
Wait, it was right where the page broke. So,
dude, that's why
I knew it was going to happen. I'm like, it's going to happen.
Oh no, dude! I didn't even know. I didn't even see that. For some reason in my mind, I was like, oh, that's another story. News bit. What's your topic?
All right, so we're going to preamble just slightly.
I can't wait.
So I listened to quite a few gaming podcasts and we'll watch a lot of that kind of content, interviews with developers and stuff like that. And something that always comes up is something that I think we were too young to enjoy and appreciate at the time. A gaming genre of our gaming forefathers. And by forefathers, I mean like 5 to 10 years older than us, probably.
Wow.
Although maybe a little bit older, Austin. And that is the point-and-click adventure game.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys play any point-and-click adventure games?
Are you talking like Pajama Sam and Freddie Fish?
Man, Austin, you ruined it. That's where I was going to get. I was hoping that you were going to be like, no, I didn't play whatever Secret of Monkey Island or whatever it is. And then, because that's what they'd always talk about. And I'm like, oh, man, that sounds so cool. Like, maybe I would go play some of those sometimes. I'm like, wait a minute. They're describing these games. I'm like,
yeah.
Have I played a point-and-click adventure before? And lo and behold, I remember about Freddie Fish.
Yes.
Did y'all play?
What is
Freddie Fish?
Yes.
I'm going to slack a photo to you.
You slack a photo.
I've talked
Freddie
to a few
Fish,
people. And it's like one of those things that you forgot about. I had blocked it completely out of my mind.
Goodness.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh my goodness,
Freddie Fish!" It feels like a fever dream. Like I felt like that was just a dream.
Yes.
Like, I don't think it was real.
Well, guess what? Okay,
You literally unlocked a piece in my brain that is completely
That's
exploded with memories right now. Dude.
Remember?
I've
Freddy
had this
Fish?
same conversation with like 5 people now. It's like we all forgot. We all played the games, but
We all did.
like just selective, like somehow like subconsciously as a group decide to forget about it. But like Freddy Fish and Spy Fox, did either of you play Spy Fox?
I never played Spy Fox.
Think so? I mean, at this point, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe I'll drop a photo for that one too. And sorry for all of our people at home, watching on YouTube and also listening. That I don't have a good way of showing these to you. I've tried to figure it out, but
Just
I didn't
Google
have
it.
the right thing. Yeah, just Google Spy Fox, Google Freddy Fish, or there's another option if you would like to see what we're talking about. Open up the App Store on your phone or on your iPad and search those games, and they are there.
No,
$5
what?
a piece.
What?
Hold on. Freddy Fish is on the App Store?
Yes. Like
Freddy-
all 5 of them, or how many ever there are. And there's like a bundle where you can get like PJ Sam, Spy Fox, Putt Putt, and Freddy Fish for like
goodness.
20 bucks.
It says
It's
on the
right
App Store,
there.
humongous entertainment.
It is
'Cause
humongous.
That's the developer. They made all these games, I think, and
Wow.
or at least own the distribution rights for them now at least.
Wow.
But isn't that crazy? We all
I had
forgot
no
about
idea.
it.
I had no idea they're on the App Store. Yeah, that's
Dude,
insane.
that is strange, dude. I mean, a point and click kind of game does fit on some. They even have Sid Meier's Colonization.
Ooh.
And
do they have Where
is
in the World is
strange.
Carmen San Diego? I think that's
They
another
might.
point.
So
They probably
far, I do
should.
not see that. I do not see that. Unfortunately.
Wow.
That's strange, dude. The only point and click adventure game that I can remember when you first brought it up was my family had a VeggieTales point and click adventure game, and that's all I remember, dude. It was the worst game ever, but it was what it was.
Man.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm always hearing people talk about Secret of Monkey Island and Indiana Jones and Lost Atlantis or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like these classic LucasArts games.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I have my own point and click adventures.
That's right.
I played.
It's in all of our hearts. Freddy Fish is just swimming around in our hearts. What about Pajama? Did you play is it Pajama Sam? Or is it Pajama Man Sam?
I don't think it's Pajama
no,
Man.
That sounds stupid.
Sam.
I think it's Pajama Sam.
I played the demo because the demo was in one of the Freddy Fish games.
Oh man. Maybe Pajama Sam's in the App Store.
It is.
Sam scared me. Oh, it is?
You can get a bundle with a bunch of these games.
Oh my gosh. This game freaked me out. It was scary. All right. I mean, as a kid, you know, it starts out and you're in bed. I'm trying to remember an old game, but you're in bed and then like the closet opens and you fall into this like dark world. And there's like talking trees and it's kind of eerie. But hey, the talking trees right there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, those are great games.
Honestly, I'm thinking about picking up a couple just because I kind of want to have them for like when my daughter gets a little older. I'll be like, here's your first game.
Relive my childhood.
No, Adam, don't let that be your first game, dude.
Why? It's so accessible. It's just touchscreen.
At least let her first game be something like The Last of Us or something like that.
Yeah, no, something wholesome. Yeah, let's do Dark Souls. Give her Dark Souls and GTA. That's a good.
You can't beat this game. You don't deserve the game.
You're not a real gamer.
Yeah, prove you're a real gamer right now. And going on this conversation with like with these games in particular, because it's just unlocking these memories. I do remember going to the library a couple times, and the library would always have games. And the way it would work is that, for me, anyways, you would have to go up to the desk. And like somehow you're not even buying minutes, but you only with your card in that one day, you earn a certain amount of minutes that you can play on the computer. And so you would go sign in and I would have like 30 minutes and I would always play these Arthur games all the time. and they were very much so point-and-click adventure games. But
I think I remember
there's
those
just something
games.
very synonymous with just the idea of it being very serene and quiet.
Mhm.
And the volume for these games would always be so low that you can barely hear it, but
Yeah.
just enough so that way it wasn't disturbing everybody else that was reading. And it was there was just something about those games. Did y'all ever play those Arthur games?
No.
I think I did.
Okay.
So I think I did. I feel like I have those same memories of being in a library, not reading books, but playing computer
Obviously.
games.
Now, what else are you there for? You know?
I don't know. Yeah, the movies. Well, I'm there to play Arthur. Excuse me, librarian. Where is Arthur game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was. Absolutely.
Taking up the time on a computer while Kith needs to get his like college paper done. I'm sorry,
absolutely.
I gotta play this game real quick.
Hey, listen, I know you're busy. I know this is due in a couple hours. There's a level on Arthur that I'm just dying to get through. He's like, bro, you're 7 years old.
You're 7 years old and I am 21.
Yeah, I understand, but I remember going to a library when I was actually homeschooled until high school, and in my homeschool days, we would go to the library.
Have I known this? I feel like I don't remember this piece of information.
I don't remember if we might have had this conversation.
Yeah, because I was homeschooled all the way till 11th grade too. So
yeah. So like on one of the days we would go to the library, and I remember walking into the computer lab, and there was a guy just straight up like playing RuneScape, you know, and he was there like every time I was there, he was just in the library playing RuneScape. This guy was like in his 40s. And I'm just like, that's my hero. That's my hero right there.
Oh God.
Yeah. Like, bro, you going to the wild or what? Selling lobsters? 40 GP
man,
each.
I know that RuneScape is cool, but have you checked out this Arthur game?
Dude, doesn't compare.
Doesn't compare at all. Okay, so real quick, something that I did forget because I'm looking at the news bits right here is that I forgot to mention Octopath Traveler was also on that list with Outriders. And
oh yeah.
Isn't that really weird? Because of the fact that was a Nintendo exclusive game, and then all of a sudden it's just crossing over.
No, they had a PC release already.
And
okay, Adam, please, Adam. Everyone goes on PC. Even PlayStation has PC games.
A couple.
I mean,
they have a
PC?
couple.
Hey, yeah. I think it's crazy. It is crazy, Rob.
Thank you. It was crazy.
Is it because, like we said, Outriders is coming, right? So that's another Square thing. This is just probably part of whatever set of conversations Square Enix was having with Microsoft, right?
Oh, that is very true, though. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Like, it's not completely out of the blue.
No, yeah. Actually, the fact that you do say that does make a lot of sense.
Makes sense.
We did have earlier today a Square Enix Presents go on. I'm not going to go over all of it. But I have a video up. By the time that this podcast is up, there's already a video online, so go check it out. It's on Ambitious Casual's YouTube channel, so check it out.
Can't wait for Avengers.
Dude, Avengers is...
I can't wait for that Hawkeye DLC.
Did you see... You were watching it, right?
I watched the last bit.
It was so boring.
It was so boring. The Wakanda DLC looked pretty cool though. But
I mean,
I don't know.
What did we see? It was literally just a cinematic. It was nothing else.
That's exactly right.
But it was cool cinematic.
But the thing is, like, when you put it into perspective, like Black Panther is just much cooler than Hawkeye.
He's way cooler.
What's the female version? Because I kept calling her Hawkeye Girl. I don't remember her name.
I can't remember her
Kate
name.
Bishop.
Thank you very much, dude. Oh my gosh. I was really struggling trying to figure out her name. I just kept calling her Hawkeye Girl.
Hawkeye Girl.
So with the Square Enix Presents, we got to see a little bit of Outriders, some more Outriders. Lara Croft, some mobile games. Just Cause Mobile.
Oh yeah. Can't wait.
Hitman Sniper Assassins mobile, and then Space Invaders an AR mobile game, which that seems pretty dope. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
The
how
new
that's gonna
Tetris
be.
effect.
Exact. Do
The
you
what
watch it,
effect?
Adam?
No. I
Okay,
didn't see a single second of
because
this.
the whole Space Invaders trailer was giving
Mhm.
off major Tetris Effect vibes, like the music and everything. And so for a second, I was like, "Dude, are we getting Space Invaders Effect? Like, is this what's happening right now?" And then it was an AR game, which
Wow.
honestly isn't a bummer to me because I enjoy Pokemon Go. I haven't played it in maybe 2 years, but I do enjoy it. And there is an AR component of it. I don't know how this is gonna fit into that, but either or, the trailer was hype, so I'm hype. Um,
Dang.
it's kind of weird though. The trailer for Just Cause Mobile looked pretty cool, but I'm surprised that they will take a concept like that and just only put it on mobile.
Yeah.
And the moment I saw it, I was like, this has Tencent written all over it. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a game being made by Tencent. Like, there's no other way.
Yeah.
We got to see some games from Taito, Tohu's Spell Bubble, Darius Cosmic Revelation, and Bubble Bobble for friends. We got to see some Marvel's Avengers stuff. Not cool at all.
Nah.
Like Austin said, the only thing that was interesting was the Black Panther stuff. But other than that, like I loved that game when it first came out, and I've completely just fallen off of it, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna go back. We got to see this game called Balan Wonderland, which we could forget that ever existed. And then lastly, the last two games are the ones that really took the cake, which is Life is Strange True Colors. We got to see what the next installment is. It's interesting that they're not calling it Life is Strange 3, but that's not too crazy because we got Life is Strange and then Life is Strange Before the Storm. And then we have Life is Strange 2, and now we have Life is Strange True Colors, which Before the Storm was technically a prequel to the first game.
Yeah.
I do know that there are characters in Life is Strange True Colors that are from Before the Storm, but I don't know if this connects to Life is Strange 2 at all in any kind of way. But you do follow the new protagonist. Her name's Alex Chen. And she is an Asian protagonist who came from the foster care system and is wanting to make a better life for herself. So she goes to this new community called Haven, where she sees her brother for the first time in who knows how many years, and then he dies. And the entire game is figuring out why did he die and what happened. And the big thing about these games is that every single character has like a psychic ability. Like the main character has a psychic ability. So with Life is Strange 1, I'm probably going to butcher this because I don't quite remember, but it has to do with time. And then Life is Strange 2 had to do with the character. Like it was almost like a force capability kind of thing, just like like power. The main thing with this one is in regards to she has a psychic power of empathy. So she can feel people's emotions. And if she digs too deep, it can be overwhelming to her. And so I guess if someone's mad and she's digging way too deep into that emotion, she will overwhelm herself with anger or whatever. And so this game's coming out September 10th. It looks super, super cool. In the middle of the stream, I got emotional just by watching it because of the fact that the things with the people who make Life is Strange that's super cool is that they take these individuals that are not necessarily the heroes a lot of time in our real world and are kind of looked at as minorities in some sense, or those who are not given attention in any kind of way and are elevated in this state of having a power, but not like I'm powerful and now I'm a hero. It's more so like they have a power and in a real world way are trying to navigate those powers. So to see that with an individual like this, Alex Chen, Asian character, we don't really see much Asian forward characters, especially like in regards to like the bigger titles nowadays. But on top of that, of her having a background of the foster care system, that's crazy in and of itself. And I know when you think of things like this, like the first Life is Strange being about LGBT, Life is Strange 2 being about minorities, and then this one being someone who is a part of the foster care system, I kind of trust that they're gonna figure out a way to do this in a way that is gentle and correct. Now, I don't want to speak too much and say they're going to knock it out of the park because I'll make that decision when I get there and we play it. But I'm very excited for this game. I'm very excited that the fact that Life is Strange and then Before the Storm are also being remastered into the new engine that True Colors is in because the engine looks amazing. So they're going to have higher fidelity, remastered in the new engine, and they're both coming out as a collection in fall 2021. And then lastly, to end off the entire thing, Was not expecting this, but we got to finally see a little bit of Project Athia, which was first like showed off technically in 2012. And now we have an actual name for the game, which is Forspoken. We got to see who was the actress or who's playing the main character. Her name is Ella, and I don't remember her last name. I didn't catch that part. But she is playing a protagonist who it looks like she is a modern day character that somehow has found herself in this fantasy world. And everything about it,
like dragons,
so cool. Like the moment the trailer hit, she was like, "Is that a mother effing dragon?" Like,
it's
just like she dropped in this world that she does not belong into, you know?
Yeah.
And the little snippet that we saw was like literally like you can count it on your fingers like 10 seconds. But then I thought that was it. And then they showed us what I thought was them literally just flexing, because there's a reason why they just showed her running really fast in the area. And that's because they wanted to show out the fact that you can, like, everything was not popping in around her. Again, this could have been running off of a PC, but this game is made for PlayStation 5. And they said that it was made in a way and designed for the PS5. And it's exclusive for as of right now. We don't know, but they show no other signs of it being anywhere else other than PC and PS5. So I'm so stoked for this game.
Yeah,
it's coming out in 2022. Really cool. And it looks super rad, dude. It looks cool. Everything that I would want from like I'm really excited for Final Fantasy. What is it? 16? Is that what's coming out this year? 15?
Yeah.
16?
16.
Okay.
16.
I'm really excited for Final Fantasy 16, and we've seen that. But I feel like Project Athia looks like the biggest game Square Enix is tackling right now. In regards, if you look at the screenshots, like even on some of the video, there is moments of the character doing these attacks and the way that it would come out of the ground and the way it worked and the way it looked like something I've never seen before, dude.
It was really cool.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that game.
I'm really stoked. All right, guys. You guys have any final things to say? Anything else you want to jump on before we end this off?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm happy.
I'm good.
I have nothing else to say, Adam. All right, we better not see Jedi Fallen Order on any of y'all's lists on the next episode. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to the XP Podcast, episode 5. We appreciate it. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And in the comments down below, let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Let us know what you thought about the stories that we covered and the topics that we brought to the table. And if you're listening, don't forget to rate the podcast on whatever service that you're using. So that way, when people search it up, they can find it much easier. And the fact that this is going to be like in the hobbies/games list, it will appear a bit higher on the list the more ratings that we get on the services. If you guys want to keep up to date with any news regarding Ambitious Casual, you can go check us out on Twitter at Ambitious Casual, where you can find out when new videos, podcasts, and all that kind of stuff are released, and when we go live on twitch.tv/Ambitious Casual. Adam, Austin, thanks for joining me, guys. You can see all their links down below in the bio. And till next time, keep playing those games. And is there anything big coming out until the next episode? I think the only big game that's coming out is It Takes Two. So by then, I will have some words to say about that game because I pre-ordered it on the Xbox. So really excited about that. And my wife and I are going to be streaming that game together because you need to play that 2 players. So really excited. All right, guys. Till next time. Peace out.
See ya.